Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm William Haas, and let's square up trans rights. Trump's failure of how many trans troops exist and why we need them to ban them. The Trump administration is pushing to ban transgender service members, but it admits it doesn't even know how many are currently servicing. In a court filing, government lawyers acknowledge the Pentagon does not track troops by gender identity, relying instead on a 2016 RAND study with outdated estimates. The case Talbott versus Trump challenges Trump's ban, which LGBTQ groups argue is based on discrimination, not on data. Officials claim trans troops threaten cohesion and integrity, but fail to cite any evidence. They also argue gender-affirming care is costly, yet records show the Pentagon spent just $52 million in nearly 10-year decade, an insignificant fraction of the military's budget. Lambda legal CEO Jennings slammed the administration stance, saying, quote, "This proves that this order is motivated by animus rather than reason." Meanwhile, the Justice Department is attacking the judge overseeing the case, filing a misconduct complaint. Yet military leaders and queer advocates insist trans service members strengthen the military, not weaken it. Judge Ana Reyes will hear the arguments on March 12th as advocacy groups fight for an injunction to block the ban. You know, I don't care who you are or what your sexual identity is or anything else. If you're going to fight for our country and defend our rights as individuals, I support you. Right. And it's not about gender. It's about defending our country as a whole, and people dedicate their lives to it.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we have to break them apart like this. I mean, and uniforms don't say trans on the back. They're not pink. They're not.
No.
It's all the same. They're not form-fitting. There's nothing about them that's.
Yeah.
You can identify who you are. But if they're a good sharpshooter, if they're intelligent, if they're doing this, I'm all for them being. Anybody being in the military.
Anybody. They want to defend our country. Yeah. That's it. And if you know anybody who's in the military, you know that they are.
They're putting their lives to risk.
They're lifers. That's their career. They can't. They don't even think. Even with Trump being president, they still want to protect this country. That even wants to, have not give them equal rights, and they still want to, protect this country. It baffles my mind. Okay, but that is how they're made. That is how they're. They were made for this, and then now you're not going to allow them to serve our country. There's this incredibly beautiful transgender woman. She's a pageant girl. She has won 1 million titles. Her name is Sergeant Altice and she is a beautiful girl. If you follow her journey, she's constantly posting. She posted today, "I will forever be grateful to all those who have been kind to me in my 11 years of service. While the future is unclear and ever changing, it's so exciting and I'm ready to see the world. May the next chapter be filled with even more love, support, family, and friends." Every day she posts something new that came out of the Pentagon or something new that they're trying to do to transgender people. The newest memo from the Pentagon said that they would find all transgender people in the next 30 days and separate them. Okay, in some way, shape, or form. How they will follow through with this, I'm not sure, especially since William reading the story, they don't even know how many transgender people they have right now actively serving.
Obviously, they never cared before until this came up. So why make a big difference
it's
now?
It's a culture war issue just to, help with their raising money for their coffers. With transgendered people, first of all, we have a shortage of people signing up for the military.
Yes, we do.
And a big part of that is actually young people are not qualified to serve in the military anymore because of mental health issues and of obesity. So we need as many people signing up for our military as possible. And where have we heard unit cohesion is also mentioned in there, that, if your transgendered people are there, then the units won't have cohesion within their barracks or whatever, when they're changing or whenever they're doing whatever they're doing. And where have we heard this before? This was the gay argument, why gays couldn't serve in the military. I remember back in the 90s with Clinton, and he gets a lot of flack for doing the don't ask, don't tell. But I actually give him credit, because I know that he didn't care about gays being in the military causing a problem. He was just taking the next step to get us through. In the same way Obama was against gay marriage until the second term to bring us there. So we know that that's not true. And if you talk to any military people, they don't care about sexuality. They don't care about gender identity. They care about can this guy cover me when I'm, out of this?
Can this person cover me?
Yeah,
That's
can this person cover me?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, we also have to think about all the other jobs that are, because we're thinking about combat. There's so many jobs in the military that are just desk jobs. We need translators. We need people who are great at many things, engineering,
administration,
exactly.
All that,
So don't think your mind always going to first line combat. Transgendered people, they're all over. Not to say that they can't be in active combat, but we need these people. We need as many people that are qualified as we can get.
This is a tactic, I think, to really start changing history the way that they want it to change. Because, when you look at like World War II and Vietnam, you saw everybody, that was signing up or that was in the war. It didn't matter if you were white or black or gay or straight for the most part, the people that identified. But, everybody, they served their country regardless, our country regardless. So, I think they're just trying to now just pinpoint, again, like a certain group and marginalize them in a way and just, erase them, kind of, just say that they were not part of this. And I think that really is bothering them, that like there are transgender people that are in the military that are probably more qualified than most people, I would think.
Yeah, I can't fathom you going to a 5-star general or a 4-star general or whatever, someone high ranking who's a member of the trans community, and you're going to go take away everything, their whole entire career, strip them of everything that they've worked so hard for. And again, they're probably tougher and smarter than anybody in Trump's cabinet.
Yeah. And you look at, I have to say, like, especially our trans men who are serving in the military, they have to work even harder, I feel like, in a way to prove to be in with the other men in this community. I mean, women, we already know, have a hard enough time being in the military. So to go through that process of change and then to dedicate their life to our country, and it's going to be kind of a struggle, but they're doing it, and there is cohesion within the ranks, which is great. I feel like it's a way that number 47 is trying to change the way that if we get transgender out of the group, then we'll work on the gays. Then we'll work on the women.
It's almost straight washing society.
Right.
It's scary. And if nobody signs up for the military and you're taking out all the trans people, then who are you going to put in the military? Who are you going to force into the military? The immigrants?
Right.
Going back to the lotteries or something like that, that's reminiscent of the great America that I think we're all looking for again.
Not?
I mean, is that what we're doing?
It doesn't seem like far-fetched.
Yeah, by the draft dodger himself.
That part. So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.